It is also important to put on record, most of these underground mining, they are all shafts from the previous companies, and they have left those shafts, abandoned those shafts, and currently they are using modern technology to do their mining. In Takwa, we have over 85% of the people are into small-scale mining. The good thing is that these are rock mining. When we talk about rock mining, it means that we are not disturbing the water bodies, but we are actually going underground. And we have a reasonable technology that is actually taking my guys down there. It is important to note that there are a lot of dangers when we go mining, because especially those who go to down, we have this shaft where, of course, at my constituency in Takwan Swahim, we have those who go to underground and they use some technology. And we have experienced people like some local content who have been trained, our local people who have been trained to make sure that they control this local which goes down. If you look at the way it is being done, I would say that it creates employment for the youth, but then we have to make sure, as the minister has already indicated, that we do it responsibly. In the responsible mining, trust me, there's not going to be any turbidity in the water bodies. Recently, I saw the publication which was just done at the Bonsa River. At the Bonsa River, we deploy people to go to the Bonsa River. When we went there, we realized that some of the Chinese have actually gone there with excavators and they were mining close to the Bonsa River. What we did was that we asked our people to stop them. We reported them to the police. As I speak to you, that within 2 weeks, water company was able to come back and then treat the water for the water supply. So that situation is no more in Takwan Swahim. But in my humble submission, we are all going to make sure that we support the minister, because that is the livelihood of the people. But we should make sure that we do it responsibly so that we don't actually pollute the environment. And I think that is all that I was saying.
Please put your hands together for him. Before you go, you also said 85% of your people are in small-scale mining, which means that that is the underground traditional small-scale mining.
Of course, these are all, like I indicated, these are all shafts that are abandoned by companies like Ghana Gophers Company. They were actually at the first place they were mining through Akon. It's been abandoned, and we have other areas which, of course, there is no mining in Takwan Swahim where we are actually disturbing.
So if there's anybody mining near a river body or in a forest, you are sure it is not your local people? They are outsiders who have come to do it?
The locals are not doing that. That is why we are working closely with the police to make sure that if it comes to our notice, because we have gone to the radio station to let them understand that we don't want to see anybody around the river bodies, as well as the forest. So if you see anybody working in the forest at the river bodies, then it's a foreigner, and we'll make sure that they are all chased out of the constituency.
Thank you very much, Mr. Taylor. Let's now take the comments of the MP for Esutifi North, Honorable Ebenezer Kweku Ado. Esutifi North is where we have Kenyase. In the news, we cover Newmont, and every now and again we hear clashes between community members and the mines. So I'm sure you are from a hotbed already. So Kenyase is your capital, right? So tell us about how small-scale mining takes place in Esutifi North, and what suggestions you have as to how the fight should be from your perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernard. I would classify the kind of mining activity not as illegal, but formalized mining activities, in the sense that you rightly mentioned Newmont's Ghana Gold. It's because Newmont is the only formalized gold mining company in my constituency. That is, they have documentation to prove that the government has given them a concession to mine. In fact, we also have non-formalized mining activities, which they operate in the form of ghettos. So like my colleagues rightly said, normally the lands which haven't been acquired by Newmont, because when I can say that almost all the lands in Ahafo can be classified as Newmont concession. Yes, the concession of Newmont spans from Asunafo south through to Tanonof, the whole region. And so the non-formalized mining activities are being carried out because those lands that has not been taken over or declared as a mining area, you know, when it is time or when Newmont finds it appropriate to mine in some part of its concession, it then declares that area as a mining area. So those areas that hasn't been declared a mining area and are owned by the indigenous farmers, sometimes the farmers themselves sell their lands to the local non-formalized mining individuals. And so they operate the ghetto system over there. What they normally do is they dig into the land, crush the ore, bring it out, and take the ore to a processing place. In fact, they have a designated place. They have mount machines where they go and mill the ore and then use their own ways to extract the mineral. They use what we call the med. In my area, I can confidently say there is no water body that has been destroyed by any of the mining operations, whether it is formal or non-formal. But the fact is, we are only looking at what our eyes see on the surface. I was the presiding member for City North Assembly in 2017. I had the opportunity to go underground, Newmont underground. And I can tell you 24/7, it's raining underground. It's raining because the rocks in which Newmont is mining has some water deposits. And this water is flowing into a place they call swamp. Then it has to be taken out of the pit into their dam. The dam is not accessible to the locals. They are not allowed to fish in the dam. They are not allowed to drink from the dam. It means there is some component of chemical. And so I think instead of classifying this activity as illegal, I support the fact that mining along river bodies must be banned. However, population is growing. The number of Ghanaians who lived in Nkrumah's time is not the same of people living this time. So definitely the forest is a place of prospective habitat. Ironically, all our forest reserve has mineral deposits. And this mineral deposit is a resource to the country. So it's up to us as government and leaders to make sure that our population is well organized and in such a way that whilst we are recognizing foreign companies and giving them a recognition to mine, we also engage the various stakeholders to also see the local miners as formal, or we regulate them in such a way that we can also regulate their activities. In that case, we will not be talking about illegal mining. It is illegal because we don't know what is happening there for proper steps to be taken. I think in Asutifi North, because all all the lands has been classified as Newmont concession. Now they have moved from Ahafo South. Ahafo South consists of the Kenyase and Totroso enclave. Now they are going to Ahafo North, which consists of the Yamfo, Susanso, Adroba. They have been given the permission to divert the main road from Sunyani to Kumasi. And it is a forest distraction. But because they have document to prove, we are saying they are not destroying the forest. And so I think it is about time that part of that concession, I will say it and say it again, part of Newmont concession is taken over and given to the youth in that authorities can regulate their activities. I once told the authorities in Kenya that it is the processes in mining that makes them different. Like if you are able to regulate and take them through the safety protocols, I think we can get there.
All right, please put your hands together for him. I'll do. So, Honorable, he has managed to make an appeal. Whilst he's solving your problems, also making an appeal. Now, I have a final question for all of you. When I listen to all three of you, are saying that there's people doing small-scale mining who are not destroying anything, and we shouldn't go and be fighting them. Say, number two, those who are destroying our forests and water bodies are not necessarily from the community, so your community members know who they are. Good. The question is, how can minister use your support to fish out those people who are doing it the wrong way? Because we in Accra say stop galamsey. You are saying there are two types of galamsey. There's good galamsey and bad galamsey. Galamsey has destroyed everything. We shouldn't stop it. Now, can government be assured that if they are going after people in river bodies and forest reserves, your people, your 85%, will they support government? Will they point them out? If government says no mining in a forest reserve, will your people support and call?
Okay, thank you very much. I think we've had a series of meetings with the minister. The minister has also indicated good plans. Most of these activities are not regularized. And the fact that they are not regularized, it is very difficult to control the activities. So in this case, we are asked to at least go down there, make sure that all those who are undertaking these activities, we bring them to a meeting. We educate them and also make sure that they have the proper documentation. I know
there to dialogue. All right, and you were just listening there to a dialogue on small-scale mining, and this was organized by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. It's a dialogue on restoring a culture of proper small-scale mining in Ghana. But the Appointments Committee is ready and at post. 4 deputy ministers designate are up to date for vetting. Now, leading the pack is Al-Hassan Suhini, Deputy Minister Designate for Roads and Highways. And of course, we're keeping you front and center, keeping you in the loop as far as all these vettings are concerned. Let's cross over now.
JSS. From Bishop's JSS, I went to have my secondary education at one of the greatest schools in Ghana, Ghana Secondary School. And so I'm a proud member of OGA 97, where when I graduated, I proceeded to pursue a career in teaching, where I trained as a teacher at the Tamale Training College, now Tamale Education College of Education. I taught for a few years. One of the communities that I'm proud that I taught at for over a year was Jimli under the Yendi district. From the teaching field, I discovered my passion for journalism and broadcasting, especially when the first radio station was established in Northern Region, the first private radio station, Diamond FM. And so I combined teaching a little with broadcasting. But after a while, the broadcasting took over the teaching. And so I worked at Diamond FM until I moved to Accra and for further studies. And I then joined the Africa University College of Journalism, and I pursued a diploma in journalism. I also went to GIMPA to do a degree in public administration and did my master's in Masters of Development for Development Studies. Same school, that is GIMPA, where I also served as the SRC president. And whilst pursuing these courses, I also worked at Radio Gold. But before that, I had stint operations at Metro TV and City FM. And until 2015, when I decided to pursue a political career and was elected as Member of Parliament for the Tamale North constituency. And by the grace of God and by the magnanimity